Thank you. Thank you, Mr. DJ. Are you ready? Are you ready for the man of the hour? Are you ready for the Lion of Judah? Come down from Vegas. Make some noise. Welcome to the podium, the political leader of the Dominica Labour Party, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit.
Hello. Let me greet my colleague candidates and also Minister Honorable Matthew Walter. And in a special way, let me recognize Honorable Ambrose George, our candidate for the next general elections for the Roseau South constituency. Let me recognize all of you, the labor warriors of Dominica. All of you who are here because you love your country and you love your children. I want to thank you for being here in such large numbers, in the thousands who came straight from Grafon this morning to here in Buffet State tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I love and I like the feeling I'm getting from Roseau South. And I mean all of Roseau for that matter. Roseau Valley, Roseau South, Roseau North, and Roseau Central, ladies and gentlemen. But this evening, I want to reinforce a few points to you. First up is that for Labour, the North is locked down. The South is holding its own. The East is solid. And the West is beyond compare, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say from the outset that we are looking at all 4 seats in Roseau this time around. Last time, Roseau Central fell short by less than a pack of cigarettes. This time around, we are leaving no stone unturned in the Roseau Central to ensure that the Labour Party wins the Roseau Central seat on December 8, 2014. Comrades, friends, your Dominica Labour Party has major plans for Roseau in its next term of office. While the other side is coming with all sorts of pie-in-the-sky promises and pronouncements, we have carefully studied and diligently prepared a comprehensive upgrade plan for the city of Roseau and its environs. I want you to go out and take pictures of Roseau as it is today, because 5 years from now, you will not recognize these communities again. And I say to you, this is not election talk, my brothers and sisters. The memorandum of understanding has already been signed, and the contract is to be signed during the course of this week. By Creole Festival and Independence next year, you'll be walking on brand new streets in Roseau with drains all covered, utility wires not visible to the naked eye, and plant pots adorning instead of garbage build-ups. We will start this program in the heart of Roseau and work outward in every direction. No one shall be left behind. So Buffet State, your turn and your time is coming. Roseau South, be on standby. You have waited patiently over the years while modernity was brought to other communities. I am here this evening to say to Comrade Ambrose George and the folks of Roseau that your road network will be upgraded and modernized in our next term in office. I am here to say to motorists traversing Roseau that a new bypass is a certainty. Indeed, I expect to sign the contract for this in the second quarter of next year. Work will start on the West Bridge within weeks of the election. So, comrades and friends, what we have outlined in our general elections manifesto is not vote-grabbing propaganda. We confidently expect to win this election, and we have therefore been deliberate and measured in what we set forth as our plan of action for the next new term. Whatever you have read and seen outlined in our manifesto will be undertaken and be achieved because we have secured the funding for it. As Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, I know where every dollar is coming from to implement our manifesto plan of action. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the fundamental point at issue in these elections. Between the cursing and berating of Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party administration, the other side has been throwing out some wild ideas with little or no reference to the financing thereof. As I said at Grand Four last evening, Lennox Linton continues at every meeting to berate and vilify every known friend and ally of Dominica and the Dominica Labour Party. His last broadside, mid-last week, was against the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, a true friend and ally of Dominica's economic and social development. Venezuela has been a reliable friend and ally to Dominica over the past 14 years. The late Hugo Chavez and I developed a personal friendship and relationship, and this has been carried on by his successor, President Nicolas Maduro. It is as a result of this friendship and very close collaboration that he undertook 2 weeks ago when I visited there to assist with the provision of tablets for every single school child in Dominica. It was as a result of that close association that our governments enjoy, that the government of Venezuela has reaffirmed its commitment to every project enunciated and outlined by our respective governments for Dominica. It is as a result of that mutual respect for each other that Dominica's place in Petro-Caribe is assured, that Dominica's continued membership of ALBA, from which it has netted significant benefits, is guaranteed. Lennox Linton in particular, but other leaders of the United Workers' Party as well, have made a favorite pastime of berating and demonizing Venezuela. I want you to listen tonight to Lennox Linton at Grand Four a few days ago. This is a man who fancies himself as Prime Minister of Dominica in 3 weeks' time. This is a man who would naively believe that his every utterance as leader of the UWP is not recorded and assessed by foreign governments. I want you to listen carefully to Lennox Linton, the wannabe Prime Minister of Dominica. Please play tape for him, please.
Venezuela is the country that has given us the Petro-Caribe arrangement. For a number of years, under that Petro-Caribe arrangement, there have been millions of dollars belonging to Venezuela sitting down in banks on behalf of the government bank accounts right here in Dominica. Millions of dollars. An opportunity presented itself last year when Venezuela had no toilet paper, when Venezuela, with all its millions in the Caribbean supporting corrupt political parties in government, like the Roosevelt Skerrit administration, with all its millions, Venezuela had economic problems and Venezuela had no toilet paper.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am asking you a simple question this evening. Were you the president of Venezuela? Were you the foreign minister of Venezuela? What would your reaction be to the foregoing? How stupid and naive can a person be? Does Lennox Linton really expect that the government of Venezuela will turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to all those derogatory things he has said and the innuendos he has leveled against Venezuela? What would you do, or would you do it if you were an official of Venezuelan government? What would you do, ladies and gentlemen? Let me go further. I said we have negotiated tablets for every child. If relations between our countries become fractured, as I am almost certain they will Lennox Linton to become the leader of his country, do you think those tablets would still be forthcoming from Venezuela? Parents in the crowd this evening, I am talking to you. Can all you afford to buy tablets for your children? I am putting it to you that in this modern day and age, your children need the use and assistance of such gadgets and amenities. If the government of the day cannot afford to buy or source you a tablet, who in the end would pay the ultimate price? Ladies and gentlemen, it is either that you would have to sacrifice and source it yourself, or, and I believe this would happen in most cases, your children would be made to go without the tablet and the technology required. Do you see and understand the seriousness of the reckless utterances of Lennox Linton? And there are several other projects under threat tonight that this country stands to benefit from, but which Lennox Linton is stupidly threatening and sabotaging. If relations between Dominica and Venezuela, Dominica and China, Dominica and the European Union, Dominica and Morocco, and Dominica and Cuba are undermined because of Lennox Linton's silly, childish, uneducated, novice-style utterances, taxpayers in this country will have to carry the burden of all those projects that are currently in the pipeline ready to roll out. Have you seen the design for the new hospital? Where in the world would Dominica get over easy $200 million to build and outfit such a facility? That $200 million facility would have to come from your pockets, which I know less than 20,000 workers cannot come up with, or this country would have to do without a new general hospital. As Prime Minister of Dominica, Lennox Linton would be able to get on a plane and fly to anywhere in the world for medical care. How would you, the young mother from Buffet State and across Dominica, access such tertiary care? When I say to people in this country that Lennox Linton is a clear and present danger to the society, some persons believe I am being partisan or political. But nowhere in the Caribbean today is there to be found a more ignorant, illiterate, degenerate leader than the boy that Edison James handpicked to do a man's job, ladies and gentlemen. I told you that Lennox Linton is a man that is cursed, you know. The man has Limia, ladies and gentlemen. He has Bush. I told you so. This man is threatening the welfare and well-being of the people of Dominica. And it is time that they sit up and open their eyes. Here is a man wanting to be Prime Minister of Dominica in a few weeks' time. And who are the two only friends and allies he has identified? A man in St. Lucia who cannot win a seat and whose party is likely to be in opposition for another 15 years in St. Lucia. And a lady in Antigua who is an even greater novice than him at leading a political party. Lennox Linton wants to lead Dominica, but Frondel Stewart in Barbados is not his friend. Kamla Persad-Bissessar of Trinidad is not his friend. Keith Mitchell of Grenada is not his friend. Ralph Gonzalez, Kenny Anthony, or Denzel Douglas do not want to see his name on a piece of paper. And now Yesterday, he has picked up arms against Gaston Brown and the Antigua Labour Party in Antigua, knowing full well that there are thousands of Dominicans in Antigua who just voted for and elected that government. Can't you see that this man is politically suicidal, ladies and gentlemen? A few months ago, Lennox Linton issued a statement on behalf of the rebels living in a remote zone of Morocco, condemning the Moroccan government as illegitimate. That statement was received by the King of Morocco himself. I cannot speak for His Majesty the King, but I am saying tonight, I would not be surprised if relations between the Kingdom of Morocco and Dominica were strained and severed within weeks of Lennox Linton coming to office. Persons in this country supporting the United Workers' Party tonight must understand the clear and present danger that Lennox Linton poses to the social and economic development of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, it is one thing to want to see the back of Roosevelt Skerrit. It is one thing to say time for change. But are they understanding the very serious implications of Lennox Linton becoming leader of Dominica? Don't they know that every negative comment against the People's Republic of China has been recorded? I am saying to you tonight that all this nonsense about corruption and secret deals involving the Chinese government is on file. Don't they understand that the Chinese have very long institutional memories? How will he explain all those vile statements and innuendos leveled against the leadership of the Communist Party of China? How will he reconcile the disparaging comments he made about the Memorandum of Understanding signed over 10 years ago? Lennox Linton is taking bread out of your mouth, ladies and gentlemen, but he is not in a position to replace that bread with crackers or even a couple bakes. Who are the known international friends of the leadership of the United Workers' Party? Their Minister of Finance in waiting was unceremoniously dumped by the International Monetary Fund. His claim to fame in the US today is that he cannot get a full-time job anywhere in the 51 states of America. How will he get investors here in Dominica? Which country around the world have they befriended? In 2000, Rosie Douglas had strong ties to Libya. He had strong ties to Venezuela. He had strong ties to Cuba. He had strong ties to the then Labour Party government in Great Britain and to several other Labour Party administrations across Europe. This Dominica Labour Party in 2000, when it was seeking to win the government, had close allies in and ties to every single incumbent government in the Caribbean. So there was never a threat of our economic sustainability. Indeed, you would recall that within months of coming to office, countries like Trinidad, Barbados, and others in the Caribbean came most generously to our assistance. Now in 2000, you have a party wanting to form the next government in Dominica, and its leader, Lennox Linton, has made an enemy of every known government in the Caribbean. He has made himself an enemy of every known country allied to Dominica. I am saying tonight that all Dominica's friends are Lennox Linton's enemies. All of our friends are his enemies, ladies and gentlemen. He has cursed them all, and yet this man is saying tonight you should elect him as Prime Minister. He wants to get in there and reverse all the progress made over the last 14 years. What I am saying to voters of Dominica tonight, that would be a matter for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you wish to knock down the house that Labour has built, hand this government to Lennox Linton and the UWP, and you will see what will happen to Dominica. I am saying tonight, Edison James would have been a less harmful candidate for leadership at this time. Tired old Ron Green would have been a more palatable option. Even corrupt Earl Williams would have been better as a leader of the UWP in this election. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to be honest, I cannot say the same thing about Hector John. Hector John, there's no way Hector John could have been better, ladies and gentlemen, because Hector John is a human disaster. Nobody can be worse for Dominica than Hector John, ladies and gentlemen. Lennox is as bad as Hector John. Those two, as leaders of a government of Dominica, would be more harmful than any natural disaster, barring a tsunami, could ever be. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us understand this evening what this election is all about. This is as much about Labour winning as it is about patriots standing in defense of the honor of this country. It is not my fault that the United Workers' Party is tonight not ready or suited for high office. They had 5 years to prepare. They kept taunting me about calling elections, and now tonight, more than 10 days since the calling of an election, they cannot get their act together. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, having to launch a candidate in a parish hall? Can you imagine calling a march for Roseau on the second Saturday of an election and not even attracting enough persons to slow the flow of traffic? Can you imagine, not up to last night, finding anyone to print your manifesto? Lennox Linton is so brazen and dishonest that while he invites the leader of the opposition from Antigua to speak on his platform this weekend, he's begging and beseeching a government minister in the same Antigua to print his manifesto. He's there begging a minister in Antigua government, begging him for money to print his manifesto tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So I am saying to you, well, I am told, ladies and gentlemen, that they'll be lucky if they get a couple pages knocked together by next Wednesday. Because after seeing ours, they had to throw away what they had and start writing fresh again. Now I am told the instructions to Afi Mate and a few others are to go through Labour's manifesto, and whatever Labour offers, they must double the amount, ladies and gentlemen. So Labour will say 7,500 tablets, they will come in 15,000 tablets. But I said to you, the 15,000 tablets will come from Bullseye Pharmacy. Ladies and gentlemen, so whatever they come with next week will not be the product of any careful thought or analysis. It will be a case of having seen and studied Labour's manifesto and wanting to outdo it. All I will say to them this evening is that they had better say in clear and precise language where they will get the money to finance every single project they propose. The taxpayers of this country cannot carry any more of the burden. Every day I hear them with all of these freebies, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know where they will get the money to pay civil servants a salary increase. They are saying they will wipe out the National Employment Program, but yet they are talking about putting young people in jobs. Don't you see the UWP is confused? On the one hand, they say my government is so cash-strapped, we cannot pay our bills. And on the other hand, they will offer salary increases. They will increase allowances. They will pay back the 5% that has already been paid back, and a host of other stupid, ill-conceived promises they are making. They are cursing all our friends and allies who support us financially, and at the same time, they are increasing monthly obligations by the Treasury. Yet to this day, they have not said how 1 red cent will be raised. So, ladies and gentlemen, the challenge to you tonight is simple. This election is about you and your future. It is about you electing the government that is best for Dominica. It is electing the leader that is best suited to lead Dominica into the third decade of the 21st century. In Roseau this evening, we are presenting to you 4 dynamic candidates in the persons of Ambrose George, Alvin Bernard, Dr. John Colley McIntyre, and Julius Timothy. All 4 men have served in the cabinet of ministers for the last 5 years, and I have a role in a re-elected government for each of them. I want a clean sweep in Roseau on the night of December 8, 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not need tonight to place the opponents under the microscope. Politics is about judgment. If you have poor judgment as an individual, then I am satisfied you are not suited to government as an elected member of parliament. If you would sit and allow a character like Lennox Linton to lead you into an election, then that is all I really need to know to tell me that your judgment is impaired. This election, ladies and gentlemen, has very serious implications for the future of Dominica. Voters in Buffalo State and surrounding communities in Roseau South and Roseau Central, I want you to remain focused on the prize. Ambrose George has paid his dues. Ambrose George has served you well in the Roseau South constituency. And I want Ambrose George back in parliament as an elected member. And I want Ambrose George back in government as a minister, a senior minister of government. You know Ambrose George. Ambrose George has been there with you in thick and thin. You know Ambrose George has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of his own money to help improve the lives of several families in this constituency over the last 20 years. Ambrose George has been tested and proven, ladies and gentlemen, and we are presenting to you Ambrose George on December 8th, 2014. And I have no doubt that Ambrose George is going to amass over 2,200 votes on December 8th and beat the Workers' Party a straight fourth time, ladies and gentlemen. You know Ambrose George, and he's a man I have great confidence, great respect, and great love and admiration for, ladies and gentlemen. And I want Ambrose George by my side in the next 5 years. A trusted deputy, a trusted man, ladies and gentlemen. Ambrose George for Roseau South. There is a must, ladies and gentlemen. There is no choice. The other person running against Ambrose George, you know him, we know him, ladies and gentlemen. I do not need to come here in Buffalo State and tell you who your Ambrose George opponent is. We know him, ladies and gentlemen. That is not for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So let us be clear, ladies and gentlemen. The choice in this election is very clear. You must go out on December 8th and vote in Dominica's best interest. You must spare Dominica the threat of Hurricane Lennox Linton. Do not gamble with the future of Dominica. Stay with the Dominica Labour Party and let us together take this country forward. I am saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about the future of Dominica because I intend to double my efforts to ensure that every single struggling family in Dominica is given a better way of life. That is my commitment in the next term, ladies and gentlemen. To all you single mothers in the crowd, and listen to me, the next term of the Dominica Labour Party will be your term, ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that every single struggling single mother in Dominica is given a better way of life. Given a better way of life to be able to take care of your children. This next term is for the future of Dominica, our children, ladies and gentlemen. We have to set a solid foundation and bequeath a better and brighter, most prosperous and just Dominica to our children, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my commitment. And I have no fear. I believe in you. I trust you. I know my people in Dominica. And I know on December 8th, they will do the right thing and vote the Dominica Labour Party in a landslide victory, ladies and gentlemen. I know that. So I go to bed comforted in the fact that you are the ones who will vote on December 8th. And I know that you will put the X in a little box next to the shoe, ladies and gentlemen, and vote for the continued advancement of Dominica. As your leader, I have an undying love and passion for you, my people in Dominica. I love you just as I love my own children, ladies and gentlemen. Every one of the children in Dominica, I view them as my children, especially those who do not have fathers. The children who are fatherless, they're all my children. And I want to ensure that the Labour Party continues to look out for these children of our country, ladies and gentlemen. Because there's some few people in this country who are opposed to me because of what I've done and this Labour Party has done for these poor people of Dominica. But I believe in my heart that we have a Christian responsibility to take care of the less fortunate. And I make no apologies for taking care of you, for giving you homes, for giving you education, for looking out for you and letting you have a sense of pride. Dominica belongs to all of us. Whether you are rich, whether you're poor, whether you're not, you have no homes, ladies and gentlemen. Dominica is yours, and you have a right to claim Dominica as yours. And Labour will continue to do that for you. That is why today, hundreds of you, hundreds of families across Dominica can waive their land title today because the Dominica Labour Party regularized hundreds of squatters across Dominica, sold land to you at $1 a square foot. And we're committed to that. So I want to thank you always for your support. You know, I have a challenge with my voice. But I am in this for the long haul, ladies and gentlemen. I have 21 more days to go. And I am as strong as the Lion of Judah, ladies and gentlemen, to lead Dominica in the next 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. I am ready and solid, ladies and gentlemen, to lead because my strength comes from you, the people of Dominica. My voice comes from you, the people of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And you are pushing me on. You're pushing me on, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. I love this country. I love the children of Dominica. I love the women of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And I know all the beautiful and sexy ladies are with the Dominica Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you.